Moving to Texas? Don't do it until you watch this ultimate checklist.
Thinking of moving to Texas? You're not alone. We have hundreds of people moving here every single day. But before you pack those boxes, we do have a few tips to share.
This is your no-fluff checklist so that you're prepared whenever you move to Texas.
But before we get started, I'm Holly Haven.
And I'm Andy Haven.
And we are the Haven Home Team, your North Texas real estate team. So we have some really good tips here, and we can't wait to share.
Our first tip is to research the region that you are moving to. Obviously, we are from the Dallas Metroplex, so we know a lot about the Dallas area. But if you're looking to move to San Antonio or Austin, the Metroplex can be completely different with a completely different range of real estate.
Yeah, a lot of times we hear people go, oh, I want to move to Texas. And we're like, what part? I don't care. Well, you do care. Our weather is completely different from Amarillo down to Corpus Christi. You're going to have a completely different feel from Austin to Dallas to Houston. So definitely knowing what that region offers, whether it has to do with your job market, kids' schools, climate, just kind of the general feel and demographic is going to make a huge difference as to what region you're probably actually interested in.
Well, and if you're looking for the big city feel, Dallas may actually not be the best fit for you. Houston actually has more of that big city skyscraper feel.
Yes, I totally agree. So when we say, are you ready to move to Dallas? What we mean is north of Dallas.
Yeah, we do not focus south of Dallas just because that is not where our clientele typically reside.
Yeah.
And we also live in very North Texas. We are almost in Oklahoma. So if you hear us speaking about North Texas, we are generally speaking about north of Dallas.
Tip number 2, you need to understand those extreme weather patterns that I mentioned.
Yeah, and obviously from Dallas, we talk about the hail, the winds, the possible tornadoes. But did you know that in Corpus Christi, they have hurricanes?
Yeah.
So It's something that, depending on where you live in the state of Texas, you can have horrible winter weather, you can have hurricanes, you can have tornadoes, you can have hail. Any weather you imagine, we have it here in Texas.
Yeah, so pick your region, kind of like you're going to pick your poison of which weather you're really seeking out or which weather you're trying to avoid. I would say in North Texas, we have a pretty moderate seasonal change. We usually get a little bit of snow. It's really ice, but we get a couple of days of freezing, which is nice. But then we have those blazing hot summer months, which really roll into August, September, and even October some years. So we do have pretty unpredictable weather in this North Texas region, but really all across Texas, you're going to have some unpredictability, but you're going to have a pretty big range of differences of what you get most of the year. So
well, and I think also depending on where you are in Texas, the weather is pretty generalized throughout the state, that we do have very similar weather patterns. But obviously the closer you are to the coast, the more humid it is. So Houston is an armpit. You will sweat when you walk outside. But if you go to El Paso area, it's a very dry heat. It's very, very hot. It's desert-like. So again, we have very similar seasons throughout the state, but just different degrees. Don't assume that Texas is cheap because that's what you've heard on TikTok. Texas is not generally a cheap state. Yes, we do have some pros and cons with the state of Texas, but property in the state of Texas is not generally under $200,000. You're not getting an acre for $5,000 like everybody expects.
Now, those places do exist in Texas, but they really are very, very rural. So it's not that you're going to move, even an hour from Dallas and have that really low cost of living. So we do like to educate our clients depending on what your budget is, what your commute times are, what you're looking for with schools and weather and all of these other things. We can definitely help guide you. If North Texas is not the right fit for you, we can always help guide you to another region or another part of, outside of Dallas, outside of Austin, south of Houston, really depending on what you're looking for. There are those options, and we can definitely be a resource for you to help guide you to the proper area and even an amazing realtor resource to help them get into that new home. All right, tip number 4, transportation. I'm gonna say you're probably gonna need a car in almost any part of Texas.
Absolutely. We do not really have walkable cities like you do up north. A lot of the stuff here, you're either taking a bus at a bus stop, which it just doesn't go very far because Texas is so big that getting from one side of the city to the other can take a very long time. So I do think that a car is a non-negotiable in pretty much every single city in Texas.
Yeah, and Dallas is our least walkable city, I would say. And also we have, we did not look at this stat, but I think we have less public transit than some of the other bigger cities in Texas.
For sure, yeah. Dallas is very widespread, and we also talk about DFW as a metroplex.
Right.
Dallas is not necessarily a city, a very tight-knit city. We are very spread out over lots of neighborhoods and lots of miles. But Austin and Houston are a lot more walkable if that's something that you are looking for. Number 5, learn the local lifestyle. Texas is a slower paced, family-friendly, just welcoming community that a lot of people from other states are not very adapted to. It's not something that they're used to, so it might be a big change.
Absolutely. So we talked about the weather patterns, the transportation. If you're coming from, a really nice cold climate or an area that gets 4 very distinct seasons, Texas is going to be very different, almost no matter what part of Texas you live in.
Yeah.
Same thing with that walkable downtown, lots of public transit, subways, things like that. Obviously, that's going to look a little different, but really, you're going to find a difference in the people.
Yeah, the people here they want to talk to you at the grocery store. They want to talk to you at the street corner and the crosswalk and while you're walking down the road, and they want to pet your dog. And this is not something that I have heard, especially in New York. Like, petting someone's dog is illegal. It is like, I am on my way to do something. Right this second, you cannot pet my dog. But in Texas, it is obviously a greeting. We must greet your dog. So just be prepared for that.
Yeah, and when we talk about the local lifestyle, guys, if you live in downtown Dallas or downtown Fort Worth, 2 completely different lifestyles, 2 completely different demographics of people and the way people interact. It's very, very different.
The cultures are also very different, like the food and the vibes and the bars and the activities. Like the stockyards, you're going out to the stockyards to see the cattle drive, and you're going out to a Western bar and a dance hall. And Dallas, you might get more of the bottle service lifestyle vibe, the late nights, the clubby vibe. There obviously are a mix of these 2 things in the 2 cities, but generally speaking, there are big differences between Dallas and Fort Worth as well.
And the good news is, if you get here and you decide to really just embrace becoming a Texan and you buy cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, you can wear them anywhere.
And nobody will even know you're not from Texas.
That's right. Until you start to speak and you don't sound like a Texan, but that's okay. If you get here, you really embrace the culture of Texas, you will feel completely welcome. So we're excited for all of our clients that move from out of state. We really have a great time introducing them to our favorite restaurants, our favorite, go country dancing, our favorite place to buy boots and cowboy hats. All of those things exist. And we love to be that level of resource. We're not just here to help you find the perfect home or give you the checklist. We really are here to be your kind of ambassadors to Texas.
So that brings us to our bonus tip of the day. Make sure that you are finding a local real estate agent that is an expert in the market that you are wanting to move to. And if you don't know where you want to move, give us a call. Let us run down all of the pros and cons of all of the major cities in Texas and see which one might be a better fit for you.
And if North Texas is not the best fit for you, we have an amazing resource of agents all across the state and all across the country that we can connect you with a reliable, respected, knowledgeable realtor in that market that you're interested in. So we hope you guys will leave your comments, send us your questions, let us know how we can help.
Go ahead and like, comment, and share this video to all of your friends who may be thinking about moving to Texas, and we will see you guys next Friday.
Bye, guys.